I'd say most of my friends and family are skeptical of my relationship with Mina. Is she having a baby to kind of solidify things and make sure I'm not going anywhere?
So what do you do when your entire family is convinced that the reason your younger fiancé has had a baby with you is to baby trap you? Do you A, heed their concerns, or B, go and have another child with them?
I know you had concerns the first time, with us having a baby, and we're thinking about having another baby.
Now, one of the most fascinating couples on this new show has to be Mark and Mina. 58-year-old Mark has clearly done quite well for himself. He earns his living as a pilot flying private jets. His clientele include a who's who of the rich and famous, and his job, naturally, takes him all over the world. And it's while abroad, on a trip to Paris back in 2019, that he met the stunning Mina.
I walked into a restaurant and there was Mina, and we kind of locked eyes. I don't know why she was staring at me, because she'd probably pick any guy in the place.
Look, let's not immediately jump to conclusions. Maybe, just maybe, Mina was genuinely struck by Mark's looks. I mean, yes, there is a whopping 23-year age gap between the pair of them, but for his age, Mark's not exactly bad looking, is he? He's not the handsomest guy I've ever seen, but he's not bad either. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that his wealth, how deep his pockets go, definitely add to his appeal.
But what's wild about that is that we still have that connection. But also maybe I'm naive. I don't know. We'll see.
There is something very likeable about Mark. He seems sweet, if not, yes, very, very naive. He strikes me as the kind of guy who can't believe his luck. He can't believe that a younger, attractive lady is actually interested in him. And so, after 2 years of long-distance dating with Mina, Mark got down on one knee and proposed. And very, very soon after, they learned some life-changing news.
Je suis fiancée.
So then, 6 months after we're engaged, she tells me she's pregnant.
It all happened so quickly, and that could mean one of two things. It could mean A, they're really, really in love and can't wait to start their lives together, or B, maybe, possibly, probably, Mina wanted to lock it down as quickly as she could. Yeah, sometimes things that seem too good to be true are too good to be true. And as Mark meets up with his adult daughter from his past relationship, she makes it very obvious that she thinks this is too good to be true too.
I'd say most of my friends and family are skeptical of my relationship with Mina. Is she having a baby to kind of solidify things and make sure I'm not going anywhere?
That is what it looks like, Mark. I'm sorry. The fact that Mark is aware of all of this, but yet still chooses to put on the blinders, does say a lot about him. Mark, the pilot, seems like he might have his head in the clouds, pardon the pun. And it's for that very reason that Jordan and her brother feel like they need to look out for their dad.
My brother and I went to Paris to meet Mina and for the baby's baptism. Mina was 4 hours late to the party, kind of left my whole family there while she was getting glammed up.
Sorry, 4 hours late? 1 hour you can maybe forgive, but 4 hours? The event is over by that point, isn't it? Like, as Jordan explains, the entire baptism was way over the top. It was so lavish that it didn't seem like a baptism at all. And she's definitely implying that that was all Mina's doing. Mina really showed on that trip that she really didn't have any qualms about splashing the cash, and she also really didn't give a fuck about Mark's pre-existing family. And all of that, understandably, has left a very sour taste in Jordan's mouth.
So I kind of left Paris feeling that maybe she could be taking advantage of him, could be going after his money, could just be trying to come to the US. I really don't know.
Now, the money theory I can buy, but the green card theory, I'm going to need a little more convincing. It could be true, but at the same time, Mina isn't exactly trying to escape a developing country here. She lives in Paris, right? Paris, a city that heaps of Americans would love to live in, at least if Emily in Paris is anything to go by. But when Jordan opens up to her dad about her feelings towards Mina, we can clearly see that Mark is all too willing to turn a blind eye.
The last night that we were all there, we all went out to dinner
Right.
as a family, and she didn't come.
It was kind of a, not to make an excuse, a hectic weekend.
Jordan tries to make her dad see her perspective. She tries explaining to him that everything she saw when she was in Paris made it feel like she isn't exactly treating his family as though they're a priority. Now, keep in mind, that trip to Paris was the very first time that Mina and Jordan and the rest of the family were meeting each other. Like, I don't know about you, but showing up 4 hours late, deciding not to come at all, like, that all leaves a very bad impression. And first impressions count. You're meant to go out of your way to make a good first impression. Mina did the complete opposite, Jordan says. Like, what was the problem? Why could she not be bothered to make some time for us and go out for dinner with us? Doesn't exactly look good, does it? And yet, again, we see Mark making excuses. We see him ignoring all the red flags and acting like a love-struck fool.
Honestly, it really surprises me because I thought everyone had a great time. It's hard to hear and talk about a little bit because I thought everything was good in Paris.
Now, even though Mark is acting naive and oblivious, right, he does definitely care about his daughter. That much you can see. But Mina and his other child are also important to him, and he's hoping they can all get along. Sorry, Jordan, he says, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And actually, in fact, we've even discussed adding to our brood.
I know you had concerns the first time, you know, with us having a baby, and we're thinking about having another baby.
Your wife may be 35, but do I need to remind you you're pushing 60, Mark? I mean, Mark's gonna be 70 before his kid gets to high school. He'll be 80 before he can share a beer with Maria. Does he really need to add another one?
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
More to the point, is this really even something that he wants? Or is this all Mina's idea?
And another one.
I wanted to discuss it with you because she's thrown it out there like multiple times.
I mean, I already accepted that you had one baby. I don't think I'm ready to accept you having another one yet.
Now, this is where Jordan loses me, right? Should Mark be having another kid? Well, no, he shouldn't. But why is accepting a second child harder for her than accepting the first? Like, it doesn't really make all that much sense. I mean, is she concerned that her inheritance is being whittled away? Is that it? I can't quite get my head around her objection. What is one more at this point? I guess, it feels like it's coming from a place of insecurity, but also she's just looking out for her dad. I get that. She's clearly uncomfortable with her dad's relationship, right? She clearly doesn't like Mina. And who can blame her for that? The whole thing really does give off sugar daddy vibes, doesn't it?
You really feel like she's in it for the right reasons and not just because she wants to come to the U.S. and because you pay for everything?
Maybe that's a 2% fear.
Only 2%, Mark, really? Now, for as much as he tells his daughter that he is trying to see the whole picture, the fact is, there's a very, very simple way for Mark to protect himself in this scenario. Are you ready, guys? Say it along with me now. Ready? 3, 2, 1, prenup. It's really not that difficult, is it? But when Jordan brings that up, Mark looks super uncomfortable.
It's just there to protect you, and you've worked your whole life.
Right.
We still don't know her full
Right.
intentions.
Now, that word, prenup, has Mark sweating bullets. Why? Well, he reveals. After his 19-year marriage to Jordan's mother ended, he dated another younger woman. And when he brought up a prenup with her, she apparently lost her shit. I'm worried that Mina might do the same, he tells us. And now, this has taken on a whole new complexion. Mark has just proved he has a track record of dating younger women, and he's scared to stand his ground. He's worried about saying or doing something that will cause the said younger girlfriend to leave him. And that puts all of the power in the younger girlfriend's court, doesn't it? Sorry, Mark, you're old enough to know you've got to man up, you've got to protect yourself. And suddenly, just like that, his daughter's concerns all suddenly seem a lot more valid, a lot more pertinent.
I do see the value in having it, but I'm gonna make the choices that fit Mina and Maria and me and our family right now.
That sounds like a no to the prenup, doesn't it? But hey, maybe this is all for nothing. Maybe Mina really does love Mark. We'll soon find out, won't we? We've yet to meet her, but I'm waiting with bated breath. Now, regardless of Mina's intentions, Mark tells his daughter, whatever happens, right, you and I want you to know our relationship will never change. And while that is nice to hear him say that, right, and while Jordan clearly trusts her dad, I'm not sure that was her concern. It's not him she doesn't trust, it's Mina that she doesn't trust.
My dad is just so in love with her, and I don't think he really sees what she could potentially be doing to our family. I think she might think that she can get away with it.
Unfortunately, if she thinks she can get away with it, that's probably because Mark has let her get away with it. As I said, the warning signs are there. The power dynamic might be a little off in this relationship. Let's just hope if and when it matters, Mark isn't afraid to say what he needs to. Because if he's not, something tells me Jordan will be. Watch this space. You get the feeling fireworks between Jordan and Mina are almost inevitable.